Thanks so much, Ed. I hate to say your first comments were sort of really a disturbing reminder, because I'm absolutely of the generation that said don't trust anyone over 30. And this is literally true every time there's a protest outside of my office. I think it's a sign of respect, because when I was a student activist at that time, if you asked me, I was at Yale, would we go and protest outside of Kimley Brewster's office? The answer was no. The fact is, it never occurred to us because we thought he was irrelevant because he was over 30. So it's been an interesting evolution for people, cultural evolution for people like myself. Anyway, and now 30 became 25, which is, I think, interesting. So I want to welcome everyone to the 8th Annual Sustainability Summit. And of course, I want to thank Ed for his introduction, but also all of the work that he does in terms of the campus and campus sustainability. The theme of today's summit is Advancing Sustainability at UC Berkeley. And this morning's poster session out there and presentation certainly show the depth and breadth of the projects and programs that are making the campus greener and bringing sustainability into everyday practices. And I must say, just continually impressed by the creative action we employ to improve the environment and reduce our impacts, including the vote by the students with an 8-to-1 margin to recommend eliminating bottled water. I'll come back to that later on campus. Right. And indeed, we've seen a great deal of progress since the first summit 8 years ago. So first of all, in 2004, which is when I joined the campus, we actually had no LEED certified buildings, and we now have 5 such buildings. We have 8 more in design and construction. In 2006, the student fee referendum for the Green Initiative Fund passed by 69%, and this year we will hit the 1 million mark in awards for campus sustainability projects out of this, which is just terrific. Right. Since that time, we opened the Office of Sustainability and hired the campus's first director. In 2009, 20% of the campus fleet vehicles were green, which is over 10% of the campus population commuted by bicycle, and 27% of the food Cal dining served was sustainable. And actually, interestingly, as an aside, the large number of people commuting by bicycle, et cetera, means that when I came here, when I first started as chancellor, we had an apparent growing crisis with parking spots and not having enough. And now we may even have too many parking spots, and even though the population has increased a little bit. And that's a real triumph, actually. And so it's been a progressive change in people's behavior, so that people are using them progressively less. During this last year, the campus embarked on Operational Excellence, which is an effort to reduce expenses and streamline practices, striving for improvements in our operations. And several of the OE initiatives that we're implementing both improve campus environmental impact and save us money simultaneously. And in particular, the Energy Management Initiative shows that we can be smart and lean with our energy consumptions while putting the funds saved to better use. And this initiative will establish an energy office, design an incentive program, and launch an outreach campaign. And you'll hear more from the energy management teams as they prepare to launch the program in the fall. In the meantime, I encourage all of you to begin looking for ways to reduce energy use in your building. And actually, I've gotten, just by email from random, mostly staff, really creative suggestions of how we can go about doing that, including how to reward people and reward occupants of buildings if they reduce their energy consumption significantly, like free football tickets and free basketball tickets. Now, free baseball tickets, since we saved the baseball team. Right. The campus has also shown that when we set a goal, we rally to meet it. In 2007, I had the privilege of announcing the first campus climate reduction commitment. You just heard about that from Ed. And since then, we've implemented numerous initiatives, including over 100 cost-effective energy efficiency projects through the Strategic Energy Plan. By updating lighting, tuning up building systems and fixing equipment, we will reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 22,000 metric tons each year, getting us more than halfway to our climate target, for which our time goal, as you just heard, was 2014. And while we're making great strides in sustainability, of course, there's always more to do. And that's why today I'm pleased, stimulated by CSAC, I'm sorry, not CSAC, the Chancellor's Sustainability, CACS, right, so I have so many committees that start with C, CACS. So today, it's my privilege to announce a water use reduction goal. So I'm committing UC Berkeley to reducing potable water use by 10% below the 2008 levels by 2020. And this will require an investment of about, $1.6 million of campus funds, which we will do over the next 5 years. But ultimately, this will save about $250,000 each year for the indefinite future. So this is a short-term investment for what will be very long-term important savings for the campus. Plus, of course, ultimately, water is one of the most precious commodities, in spite of the fact that after all the rain this year, the reservoirs filled up. But in the long run, fresh, safe water is one of our most important quantities which we must preserve. Actually, the amount of campus water consumption is pretty remarkable. One great thing about these committees like CACS is that you get hard numbers. So our campus consumes 640 million gallons of drinkable water every year. It's really an astounding amount. And that's in the residences, in laboratories, for heating, for irrigation, et cetera. Of course, we would really like to reduce the amount of water that's used in irrigation. And that requires that we have a source of non-potable water, and we're negotiating with the East Bay Municipal Water District. And if they are able to meet their part of the responsibilities of providing non-potable water to us, we will be able to increase the 10% goal reduction of water use to 20%, because we will be able to eliminate using drinkable water as one of the costs in our water consumption. So then, therefore, we will be at the 20% level, but we don't want to announce that until we actually get the commitment from East Bay Municipal Water District, which we thought we would have by now, frankly. So I'm disappointed I couldn't make the 20% announcement, but okay, we're still working on that. So I want to thank CACS for providing the focus and research needed on water issues to bring us to this exciting reduction commitment today. And I'm looking forward to the next CACS undertaking, which is a study to help the campus identify a path to reduce the amount of waste that the campus sends to landfills. So that's yet another great project from CACS. UC Berkeley's leadership in sustainability, which is widely recognized, by the way, with awards from everywhere. I think, wasn't it Indonesia that declared us the greenest campus and I'm going to Indonesia next week, it happens. So I'll thank them for that honor. So it's made possible, our leadership is made possible by the dynamic and hardworking campus community, some of whom we are just about to honor, actually. And so that's a natural segue into the next part of my remarks, which is at this time I'm pleased to present the winners of the 2011 Campus Sustainability Awards. So I'll begin. So our first award goes to Christopher Harvey. Unfortunately, Chris is unable to attend today, but we hope he sees our appreciation of his work on the videotape being made of today's event. As the Director of Capital Projects for Residential Student Service Programs, Chris's commitment to sustainable, forward-thinking planning has contributed significantly to UC Berkeley's leadership in the green building area and preceded the system-wide policy on sustainable practices, which is now in effect. Under Chris's leadership, the residence hall, units 1 and 2, infill project was the first building project on the Berkeley campus to be formally designed and constructed to LEED Silver standards. Every major capital project that RSSP has developed since has obtained LEED certification, and their construction program serves as a model for sustainable design. And so Chris, in absentia for this, we're very pleased to honor you today. Our next winner is Kimberly Lamb. Kimberly, I hope you're here. Excellent, good. So Kim embodies the essence of student commitment to campus sustainability. She currently holds 2 campus positions directly involved in reducing energy use and waste. With Green Campus, that's capital G, capital C, Kim is currently leading a laundry project that educates students to use cold water washing cycles to save energy, and she co-teaches the energy decal class where students learn about the impacts of our energy consumption and alternative energy technologies. Kim's also a student manager of Reuse, that's capital R, lowercase e, capital U-S-E, where she is expanding the free material exchange program by adding additional stations on campus. So thank you, Kim, for your leadership. Rose Whitson is our 3rd winner today. So Rose's work as the student ASUC Sustainability Team Director this year highlights her leadership and passion for engaging the campus community. She has spearheaded educational and interactive events, provided guidance to sustainability student groups on ways to get started and expand, and she has been particularly involved in raising awareness about the environmental impacts of waste. Rose has been a leading voice in the End the Sale of Bottled Water, which, by the way, we banned from Cal Hall more than a year ago. So for once, the old guys were ahead of the curve, which Cal students passed last week, and as I mentioned, like an 8-to-1 majority. It's really incredible. And has organized public screenings of educational films to raise awareness about the environmental hazards surrounding bottled water and single-use plastics. Congratulations, Rose. Our final award winner is the Berkeley Student Food Collective. With over 50 active members, the collective provides fresh, healthy, sustainable, and ethically produced food at an affordable price to Berkeley students and the community. Opening last fall in a storefront on Bancroft, the collective offers fresh fruits and vegetables, most grown within 150 miles of the Berkeley campus, stocks organic and bulk foods, and offers, quote unquote, real food options close to campus. An additional goal is to educate people about the positive impacts that they can make by choosing sustainable food. The collective does this through a decal class and sustainability events. Please join me in congratulating the team, and be sure to enjoy today's sustainable lunch being catered by the Food Collective. I'm also excited to announce the winners of the 2011 Green Fund Grants. Given annually since 2006, these grants enable members of the campus community to undertake projects that create a greener campus. And I've often said to Ed, So this is not just with the audience, a receptive audience, but privately, that of the various ways that I spend money from Cal Hall, this is the single most effective dollars that we spend. I mean, for very small investments, the students and staff who lead these projects come back with incredibly creative solutions to problems, and often which are also save an enormous amount of not just energy, but also funds as well. So this year's winners are, again, innovative and educational, and reflect the current priority of CACS. And will the recipients of the grants please rise as I name the projects? It's not necessary to come up, but if you just rise. And we'll have a round of applause for all of you at the end. So first project is Water Doesn't Grow on Trees by Christopher Carmichael of the UC Botanical Garden. Christopher's here. And so for this project, updating sprinkler heads will reduce the amount of water used for irrigation and consequently decrease runoff into Strawberry Creek. Second project is Follow the Leader, a Greener Durant Hall. Josh Mandel, College of Letters and Science. So Durant Hall will take the first steps in providing a full range of composting, as well as glass and plastic recycling, setting a good example for the rest of the college. The names, by the way, of these are really as creative as the ideas contained in them. So the next one is My Little Green Book by Elizabeth Chan. Energy and Resources Class 190. Every incoming student in campus housing will receive information on how they can reduce waste, conserve water, and purchase green. Boosting Composting by Annie Gordon and Parijat Chakrabarti. Of the UC Berkeley Compost Alliance, and a team of students will work with campus stakeholders to audit waste streams, expand composting to more buildings, and increase awareness about waste reduction options. Next is Recycling Can Do. Frank Yu. Not here apparently. The UC Residence Hall Assembly. A pilot program will place recycling bins in student rooms to encourage can, bottle, and paper recycling and better understand the impact of in-room recycling bins. So that's the list, and let's congratulate together all of the grant recipients. So in closing, I hope that you enjoy the rest of today's summit and you're energized for future sustainability endeavors. And I want to thank CACS and especially Claire Evans and Kira Stoll for their hard work planning the summit. So have fun and make every day Earth Day. Thank you.